Another person. Great. Hi, Julia.
Hi. You're in outer space. I still don't know how to do that.
Well, on my computer, it's the bottom left under video. It says choose virtual background.
Really?
Video settings.
Hey. Your processor does not meet our recommended. Whatever.
Oh.
I'll deal with it later. So it sounds like the horror meeting was a good one.
Yes. And then someone came and I think he's a producer and said anybody with horror scripts to contact his director. So I did. And I sent him my log line and synopsis because the script isn't finished.
Oh, what was the log line for that one that you sent him? Do you have it off the top of your head?
No.
That's all right. Was it a short or a feature?
Feature.
Wow, very exciting. Oh, that's cool.
Because I'm also researching to write a Hallmark Christmas mystery.
Oh, really?
So I've been watching a lot of Hallmark mystery movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there isn't any sample mystery scripts.
Oh.
So then they said, go onto YouTube and, transcribe.
Oh, jeez.
I guess that's what I have to do.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if you watch the movie, you'll feel the pace and the rhythm and what they're doing, and you'll get a sense, right? I mean, how different is a Hallmark mystery from like a mystery? I guess you have to put romance in there, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, yes, there's some romance.
Yeah.
Because I want it to be a series.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I already have ideas for other episodes.
And is this with that production company? Oh, I forget their name.
There's quite a few production companies.
Oh, okay.
That do Hallmark movies.
Oh, okay.
Because I make note of them every time I watch a movie. But they're mainly in Vancouver. They film a lot in Vancouver.
Okay. Well, that's exciting.
And then the one I like to watch is Good Witch.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's been going for years as a TV movie, but now it's a TV series.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that I should have watched it today at noon, because usually it's every day at noon. And then Sundays at 9 o'clock. I watched it last night at 9 o'clock. But I guess the older ones are at noon.
Yeah. Right on.
I don't know how many people will be joining us, or they're just going to pop in, or.
What's it been like? How long have you been doing these calls for?
This is my third one.
Oh, so you just started these?
Yes, you were in the first one.
Oh.
On May the 4th.
Yeah.
And then I asked everybody, should I make it bi-weekly? And everybody said yes, but they never showed up. But so new people showed up.
Yeah, I didn't make it to the mid-month one.
And that was very lively.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in that first one.
And there was a gentleman from Israel. He stayed up.
Oh my God, really?
Till 2 in the morning so he could be with us.
You should float this link on Stage 32 if you're on it. I bet lots of folks from Stage 32 would hop on a call like this.
I did post it.
Oh, did you? I don't think I saw it there. Okay.
And Matthew, how did you find out about this Zoom meeting?
Yeah, I found out about it through the Ontario Film Connect Facebook page.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, there's quite a few Facebook groups that I belong to for script writing or filmmaking that I posted it on.
Right. Cool. Matthew, where are you?
Sorry, what's the question? Sorry, what, didn't hear that there. Can you repeat that?
Where are you?
Where am I?
Yeah, located. Yeah.
I'm just north of Toronto.
Okay, so we're all Canadians here. That's exciting.
Because I don't think today's any kind of holiday in the States. Well, they're having all kinds of problems, but
Oh God, yeah, it's going up in flames down there. And here, I suppose. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, who knows what people are doing? I don't know.
It's the holiday of the Feast of Maximum Occupancy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty crazy though. It's pretty
so
crazy.
Matthew, you were saying you're working on some scripts?
Well, I got two projects that I'm working on right now. I wrote a TV series that has been, well, it's actually been written now for, oh God, probably 6-7 years. And it's gone through multiple incarnations where various different companies pick it up, and then management changes and drops it. So at one point I had it picked up by CBC, and then they dropped it. And I had it picked up by E1 Entertainment, and then they had management shift. So now, right now, I'm having negotiations with Netflix about it to see if we can actually get the thing sold and actually moving. So that's been, like I say, about 7 or 8 years of, just trying to get a company that can stand behind it with consistently without, management changes.
Wow.
So, but everybody that's read it seems to like it and wants to move forward on it.
And what genre is it?
It's it's like Sons of Anarchy meets the Walton set in the world of professional wrestling.
Funny.
So,
Well, maybe
and,
we'll pick up after something like Glow stops, if Glow is going to stop.
well, actually, Glow, because of the success of Glow is why Netflix is interested in it.
Okay, great.
Because it follows a lot of what like Glow is going. It follows more of a traditional wrestling paradigm than what Glow offers, but the Glow has kind of attracted a whole new market for Netflix they really didn't have previously.
Cool.
So so that's working, and then I've just started drafting a new project. It's a political legal drama that is, well, basically, imagine if you were able to assassinate the president because of his bad policies and claim self-defense.
Bad policy?
Yeah, like, imagine a president like Donald Trump and all the bad things that he does.
Yeah.
And then imagine that you were able to claim self-defense after killing him.
I see. Yeah, imagine.
Felt like my life was immediately in danger.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the thought pattern.
Are you going to try and make that kind of play for real, or is it going to be dystopian a bit?
We're kind of still playing with it a little bit. Like right now, I'm working out more. I'm kind of working backwards, I think, on this one a little bit. So while we got like the general setup of it, I'm focusing right now on the trial aspect of it more than I am on the initial setup of where what the setting is.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where we're at with that one right now, and just like I say, that one's only we just jumped into that one only about 2 weeks ago, so still brand new. Only about that one will be a full feature, and looking at about we're only at about 20 pages in right now.
Right. What's your process?
Sorry?
What's your process? I like hearing other writers' process.
That's the thing. I don't have a specific process. It's
Okay.
like I kind of let you know, I guess if I was to say what my process is, I look at the kernel of what the idea is, and then I try to work backwards from there.
Right.
And then, at least on the structure of the story, and then, in terms of dialogue, work backward, back forward. Then I'll go back and forth a few times just to make sure that all the pieces fit together. That it makes logical sense, I guess.
Sure.
That's the best way I could frame it. So.
Awesome. Awesome.
So Matthew, with your first project, did anybody try to option it or just try to run with it?
And so far, it's just been people that have tried to run with. Like I said, I had CBC was all but locked in, and then they went through management structure, and then went to E1 Entertainment, and then after E1 Entertainment, I kind of let it die on the vine because I wrote it with a partner of mine, and then my partner died of cancer because it was, in a lot of ways, it was based off of his life story, right?
Oh.
And so after he died, I kind of let it sit on the vine, and then I was at a convention in Las Vegas, and there was a producer there that was working on a project for Netflix at the time, and we were just chatting, going back and forth, and I told him about the project, and then it just kind of renewed interest. So then I started getting my partner's kids involved, my writing partner's kids involved, so that he could, they would say, oh yeah, let's, Dad would want it to keep going. So then we just started moving back forward. So right now, I don't even know where it is at this stage. I just know that they're discussing it and talking about it right now. As my son's making noise in the background. Sorry if that's too loud.
So Julia, what are you working on now? Because you had Largo last time.
Admittedly, I'm a bit of an interloper tonight because I have to do a rewrite of Sun Dogs. I have to make some changes, but I'm just deep in the novel. I started a novel in 2018. I put it offside for 2019. I wrote the 2 screenplays, and then I just I need to get the novel done. So I've been in the novel for the last 2 months, but yeah, my second horror, Sun Dogs, I just want to change how I kill all the boys. So that's next. Because right now I think I like it now. It's fun, it works, it's moving, but I just want to be a bit more deliberate and symbolic with how I kill those boys. So, and then after that, after this novel's done, I have the desire is to go back to screenplays only. And originally the screenplays that I wanted to write, even the horror that was kind of a detour, but I've got 4 women. I'd like to write some women biopics of really interesting women, kind of like what Aaron Sorkin did with Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs in a way. I'd like to, do that with a couple of really interesting women stories that I've seen. So that's what's going to be getting written after this novel is done.
And what's the genre of the novel?
It's dystopian sci-fi. It's really light sci-fi. It's not hard sci-fi, but it's dystopian. It's quite epic in scope, and a lot of it takes place in a trance. There's a hypnosis component to it that's really key. Yeah. And it just, when the pandemic hit, it just felt like, okay, I better get this novel done now or else it's not going to happen. Because now it's already almost irrelevant. Some of the stuff I had started in 2018, originally it was about my response to the cashless society, and I'm scared of the cashless society. So I wanted to kind of create a dystopian place for me to play with those feelings. And then when COVID came through, I was like, I'm still feeling like cashless society is 100% going to be happening, but just the way it all shook out, it was like, okay, I better just write this now, make it a hopeful ending, see if I can publish it. So yeah.
And how long is it going to be, do you figure?
Well, it's hard to say. I don't think it'll be too long. It's already about 50,000 words. I feel like I wouldn't mind another 20,000, but that's yeah. it's enough. I don't know. The part of me is like, I could write it as 3 separate books, but I want to write it as one book because that's part of how what makes it cool is if it's in one book because it's gonna. So I think it'll end up being like an average novel size, which I believe is in and around 65,000, I think. So we'll see.
Because I know New Zealand, I don't know if they're going to be making their con virtual.
Okay.
But the thriller writers have decided to make theirs virtual
Okay.
in July, and I'm surprised it's not that expensive. They're having a lot of things for free. So if you go to their website, International Thriller Writers, I think it's itw.org, you can check out all of their free stuff.
Oh, great. Cool.
And then I put in the chat, and I can send you that later. This weekend, Renaissance Press is having a virtual convention, and I'm one of the speakers on mystery on Saturday, and it starts Friday. So I'll send you that, and so you can register for free and register for any of the different things that are webinars that are going on. So from Friday night to Sunday night.
Yeah. Great.
And well, I do some children's writing, and Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators, they're having a virtual conference in August, beginning of August. And that's only $100 US, which is great.
Yeah.
But if you want to have manuscripts reviewed or illustrations reviewed, I thought it was kind of expensive.
Oh, really?
But I didn't check into what length the manuscript that they were doing, because I know the Canadian Society Canscape, I think they were charging like $30 for the first 10 pages, or $50 for two different stories, the first 10 pages for a critique of it. And then they were having like a prize, and then you'd be getting right up there to agents and publishers that they'd be sending the top people to.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it seems a few of the other places where you can post, I think you were saying, was it the last time, Script Revolution?
Yeah.
Yeah, and today I got an email saying that they've got something free going on. I think
Oh,
it's,
really?
Thursday
I got that.
at 2 o'clock.
Oh.
Thursday at 2 o'clock. So
Email.
first they had it just for their special membership, but now they open it up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, yeah.
That's helpful.
And last month I was listening and watching a lot through Roadmap. That was a new group I found, and they had a lot of great webinars, but now they're charging for them. I don't know if they're gonna be offering any in June for free, but on their website they've got a whole bunch of different webinars of script writers about how they did it for free, and you can watch it whenever you want.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I'm definitely like I just hate how it just costs so much to do anything as a screenwriter.
That's why. And then you know about Readsy?
Oh yeah, I've heard of Readsy. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're having a free webinar on, well, I think it's through YouTube, on
Is it on screenwriting? Because I didn't
No,
think.
not on screenwriting, but about characters on
Oh.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I didn't realize Reedsy did that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a lot of webinars that you can watch on novel writing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's helpful.
So to check out those free things.
Yeah, no, that's great. Definitely.
And then you had done some ghostwriting, Julia.
Yeah, I ghostwrite a lot of nonfiction for people. Yeah. Yeah.
So any of those, could they be made into scripts or
Oh,
they're
no,
not?
not the books that I've ghostwritten. There's one, I mean, well, actually, the one that could have been an interesting movie, it would be a better documentary. It's based on this woman's memoir, and I ended up turning that woman into a character in one of my horror movies. But because she's a character. I know mostly I write kind of nonfiction books for business owners and just people that maybe want to tell their story, and a lot of self-help and a lot of how-to in business and stuff like that. So nothing super exciting there. But I mean, I have a lot of ideas for screenplays. I just have to hone my system because I feel like it should be possible for me to write a screenplay in, I'd say, 3 months to get it to a decent place. I feel like that's not over ambitious. So I just have to kind of be a bit more structured maybe, or just, I mean, I already write daily. I just have to clear the deck of this novel. And this novel won't even make a movie. It's too epic. It'd be a trilogy for sure. So.
And one of those webinars through Roadmap, they had a manager, and he says that you should be writing 2 new scripts a year.
Great.
Not more than 3, because he thinks you won't have, revised them enough.
Oh, okay. So 3. So that's 4 months for one. It's hard, it's so interesting to me, and maybe Matthew or maybe both of you can speak to this, but like I'm going to create the screenplay and get it to the best place I can possibly get it. But I also understand that producers are going to change it and develop it. So it's like, how much leeway do we have sometimes? Do we have any?
Like I just try to focus on the kernel of an idea myself, and give it. I just try to give it as much depth and creative as possible. But I'm probably not the best one to speak to this because I'm fairly new to the process as a whole. Like I've done some writing, but I'm not certainly a veteran of the industry by any stretch.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the horror script that I'm writing, because I get the weekly newsletter from Inktip from all of the producers looking for horror, and they said, only a couple of characters and only a couple of locations. So I made 3 characters and 2 locations.
Great.
And then, of course, if it's a bigger budget, I can add some more locations, but it's the 3 main characters. And then, of course, I'm trying to make it without special effects, and having produced my own 4 horror movies, I know how to do things practically.
Yeah.
And so when I'm writing this, I'm trying to think, how can they do this practically without, special effects, and then putting that money into special effects when they could be, using it better someplace else.
So what's the kind of the situation of this 3-person horror, or just like broad strokes?
So it's about a couple that goes to a cabin, and she becomes pregnant, and she doesn't want to keep the baby.
Nice. Great. And is some interloper gonna come along, some stranger? that the third person, or is the baby the third person?
No, the doctor's the
Oh,
third
okay.
person.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that sounds great. Room for lots of grody-ness. Cool. And is there anything supernatural in it?
Well, that's what I'm trying to work into the script, that it can be practically done in the cabin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like more moved without, more to your imagination, what you think is going on.
Yeah, for sure.
And then hopefully they've got great music.
Oh yeah, well that's essential.
And when I watch movies at night, I can't stand all these stupid commercials that are going on, and of course they would keep repeating them over and over again. So I'm trying to have like a mini snooze between commercials, but some of the music of the commercials is spectacular. The music for the IKEA home commercial, there's no dialogue at all. It's just all music and visuals. And the music is spectacular. And then there's this other one. It has to do with Huggy diapers, and it's just this background music and these mothers and their babies. But then, you can't say, "Oh, play great music behind these visuals," and that'll really help the visuals, because you don't know what kind of director is going to take on your script and do what with it.
Mm-hmm. And I would think that the challenge for us as writers is to still be able to make sure that terror goes through without, all the extra, the music or whatever. Especially with horror, music makes such a huge difference, as you just said. Like, watch any horror movie and take off the soundtrack, and half the time it's not that scary.
I'm reading right now about Ray Bradbury on writing, and he talks about his books, and a lot of them are science fiction, and how he got into that, and how you need to really increase your senses in your writing.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
To put as many senses and emotions as you can. Because the script for my Vampire Dentist movie, I'm turning into a novel. I don't know if I told you that the last time. And so I gave it to a teen beta group.
Oh, yeah.
They said it needs more dialogue and more emotion and more action. I'm thinking, how much more action do they want?
Yeah.
So I have to think about how much more action to put in, but definitely, I know I can get the victims to be talking more.
Right. Yeah.
I guess I have to get the vampires to talk more. And
yeah, that more action piece, I get that feedback. I've gotten that feedback, and now it's kind of like drilled in me. So even as I'm doing this novel, I'm like, more action. But then I watch stuff, and I think like I'm finally watching Ozark, and I'm really enjoying that TV show. I can't believe I didn't watch it before, but anyway. And so I'm just noticing like what's action, like what's action, like. And it doesn't ever have to be this huge thing. We're kind of always in action, really. So, even just the right kind of edge of conflict in a conversation can feel kind of like action, because there's that presence of conflict, but it doesn't have to be this, I don't know. I mean, it's tricky, but yeah, as long as everybody's still moving, I think, or still like momentum, something.
Well, I'm with the Burlington Writers Group out of the Burlington Public Library, but now we have to have Zoom meetings. And last week we had our Zoom meeting, and one gentleman was doing this fantasy novel, and like it was way too much description, a big block of description, and like there's no action, all your. And I said, I think I already read this in an earlier version about what you said about these people in where they're living. You don't have to keep repeating that.
Right. It's such a fine dance too. Like I'm really feeling that with the novel. Like when do I want to do, because in a novel you can get away with some of that, right? Like when do I want to explain some of the world, but when do I want to just let the world be something that we see through the action of the characters? So I don't do that, like where it's big chunks of, description and narrative like that. It's such a, I guess that's just the dance of pacing and tone and all of it, I hope.
Well, I guess if you need a breather to give some description, but you don't want pages and pages, to make people fall
Well,
asleep.
I think that's a problem though, if we have to have pages, in terms of like, we should on some level, and this is why I like screenwriting, because it is so precise, like we should be able to describe the world and have that world come vivid through what our characters are doing in the world, and then through a few like pointed lines. So that's why actually, as much as I'm sad that my novel got shelved for the year, the screenwriting has been super helpful, and I think I'm going to write a better novel because of the amount of time I invested in writing screenplays and building that skill set.
So with your scripts, are they ready for market, or are you still revising them?
Well, I think they're ready, but I am going to revise Sundogs. But I don't know. I pitched it to a couple of producers already because I think it's okay. Temperance is done and ready to go. I wrote that specifically for Bloomhouse because I had a connection to Bloomhouse, but that connection is probably not going to work out. Because she's like the girlfriend of a friend of mine, so you know how precarious this can be. So if they break up, there's no more connection. But anyway, yeah. But I've got them both up on Script Revolution. I think that they're ready to sell. I mean, that's where it's like the same thing about the leeway. Like, is Sundogs perfect? No. Would I like to change how the boys die? Sure, and I will. But it's better than lots of things I've seen. So just because I'm an unsold writer, do I have to like bust my buns on the same screenplay for a year trying to get it to somebody's idea of perfect? Like, it's definitely readable, good, solid horror. But so anyway, but I am going to give that one a rewrite.
Well, as long as you're open to notes and rewrites.
Oh, totally am. That's the thing. Like, that's what I mean. That's kind of what I was asking you and Matthew earlier. It's like, why, if I know that somebody, first of all, it's wildly subjective. And then if I know that the producer is just going to want to develop it or make changes, then why wouldn't it be enough to be like, well, this is my best. Okay, I'll do the best I can. But like, I don't want to have to keep reworking and reworking. I'd be happy to do reworking in collaboration with a producer or a development exec, but I don't want to be kind of alone waiting to sell something and reworking it on the hopes of selling it. Do you see what I mean? Like, I'm definitely open to people like, doing rewrites and stuff and telling me, but if they're going to produce it, I don't know if I want to pay somebody $500 to tell me. I just don't like that part about screenwriting. I don't want to pay somebody $500 for their feedback when they're not even necessarily a producer.
I agree. Unfortunately, right now, my kids are getting quite active here. I thought they'd be calming down by this time of the evening. So I'm going to probably have to get off the phone here and tend to my kids a little bit more. I appreciate you guys setting something like this up, but unfortunately, my kids are a little rambunctious at this time of night, and I need to get them calm down here.
No problem. I'll send you that link about the Renaissance Convention.
Perfect. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Nice talking to you, Matthew.
Yes, you too. Have a good night.
You too.
Like, have you paid anyone offering those services to read your screenplays before you've tried to pitch them?
Yes. Yeah.
And do you feel like it was of value?
yeah, the gentleman I use isn't very expensive. And then if he really likes it, which 3 of them he did, he gives me a recommendation and a score so that I can send that, and I put that in my pitch.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I got a recommendation from so and so, and you know, I can send them the notes
I see.
on what this person says.
Right. Okay.
But there was a contest recently. I can't remember which contest it was, and I looked at that they would give you notes. So I went in to look at it, and they wouldn't tell you how much it was. You had to fill out like 2 pages of questions before someone would get back to you. And then they said, then they wanted to know more information about your script, and then they said it was going to be I think it was $250 US, which is, you know, like
it's a lot.
350 Canadian, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you know, this, I checked on this person, and he wasn't a producer or anything. He was just someone who was going to give you more notes.
Yeah.
And like you said, okay, you'll do the notes for somebody if they're willing to purchase it, or may purchase it.
Yeah. I feel like that's a fair bargain, like, for sure. Just, you know, but yeah. So I don't know. I just try not to be too narrow-minded or too defeated about the whole thing, because I just can't quite see the angle. I mean, I just don't know how I'm going to ever sell these screenplays. I mean, my goal is to write at least 2 more, so that's 4, and then try and get an agent or a manager. And if the novel can move, you know, then I might have a bit of ground to get an agent. But otherwise, I just don't know how I'm going to sell these.
One of those webinars by Roadmap was the gentleman, I can't remember his name, who came up with Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
And he had written 20 screenplays by the time he moved to California.
Yeah, and sold Criminal Minds. Yeah.
But my rom-com that I co-wrote with somebody, we got an interest from a producer out west who was doing a co-production with somebody in Germany. And then we had to rewrite it with some German content. And this went on for a few months, unpaid.
Yeah.
And then that was it. You know, it fell apart.
Oh.
So in that respect, we have 2 versions.
Yeah.
of the script. We've got regular, and then with a German revision of it.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I just and I can't seem to wrap my head around writing anything short, and I'm like that. I've always been like that my whole life. Everything is long form. So if I could just figure out a way maybe to even create a short film, that might be a great start, but I just can't conceptually. I have no ideas. Everything I think of wants to be quite long. So yeah.
But then that's what means that you're good at that sort of thing, you know, that you can't shorten it for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's very tricky.
Got to be longer to fulfill the story.
Yeah. Which I suppose in a way I'm grateful for. I'm grateful I have a long form kind of mind and I can work long form, because I feel like in this kind of internet distraction world, it's just, I think that's getting harder and harder for people. So I just read that book about attention by that a young journalist, and it was interesting. But yeah. But then, I see on Stage 32 that they put a blog up or something about how we better learn how to write for Quibi, or however you pronounce that. And that's like, I'll never be able to create content for that platform. It's way too short. Like, have you been on it? I haven't even checked it out. I'm not even interested in watching short form content. I have to say, that's funny. One thing, like, I don't write TV, but I'm appreciating more and more how the TV, like good TV nowadays, really, like, it's just an 8-hour movie, kind of, in some ways, or some shows, with the episodic, carrying a story out over 8 or 10 episodes. It's kind of compelling. I don't know if I suppose if I had an idea, I would try a TV series, but
that Good Witch, which started quite a few years ago, for a 2-hour movie. It was a very nice paced movie, but now the TV series, which is 1 hour, it is so fast.
Oh, okay.
And to me, it is so choppy because it's jumping, and it's got too many things going on.
Yeah.
I could see it expanding on some of the subplots that are going on. But they're trying to put I don't know if it's 4 or 5 different subplots in within the hour. So like cut, and then of course with all those commercials that they have to put in, it's really fast.
Right. Yeah, and that can just be confusing, I think, when they have too many subplots in one story. I read a pilot. A Toronto writer needed some beta readers for his pilot and wanted some feedback, and I feel like he had that same issue, and I flagged it because I was like, there's like so many characters, so many subplots, like just I couldn't get a handle on the key people to follow, if you know what I mean. So,
and especially since Good Witch has been around for such a long time, some of the things that they brought up, you need to know the history.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So you need to bring that history in, because when I first saw the TV series, this gentleman that they introduced him as the caretaker, but he's the father-in-law of the main character.
Oh, wow.
And then she's got a new husband, and it's like, what happened to the first husband and his 2 children?
Right.
And then I know that she had a daughter who in this last episode just graduated from high school. So that jumped, like 15 years. So fast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then bringing in new members of the Good Witch's family. All of a sudden there's, 2 new cousins coming in, and then they have boyfriends, and then they have problems, and I liked it better when it was the main problem was with the Good Witch.
Right. Yeah.
And she seems so minor now compared to these other problems.
Interesting. I wonder why they chose that. What season is it on?
6.
Oh, wow. 6 seasons already. Yeah, I'm just looking it up.
Well, that's what the credits said, Good Witch 6. I don't know when it first.
6 episodes, so yeah, season 6. Wow.
And is that for the TV series?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Price and Sue Tenney. Yeah. So yeah, it's but 66 episodes. So I guess yeah, I'm trying to see. I don't have IMDb Pro. I just wanted to see. I didn't know they shot it in Hamilton.
Well, in Dundas.
Oh, I never knew that. Oh, I should watch it just for the locations.
Oh, yes.
That's funny.
You know the Collins Hotel?
Yeah.
You see that a lot.
Oh.
And her store her original store was just a couple of doors down
Oh,
from the
that's weird.
Collins going,
It's weird. I remember seeing the movie, but I guess maybe I didn't. Did they shoot the movie in Dundas too?
yes,
I'm
yeah,
not. I guess I don't remember
the,
my
the
response.
original movies.
That was like 10 years ago or something.
Yes,
The
yeah.
original movie.
And
Wow.
now, and now they keep showing this coffee shop,
Yeah.
and I see the front of it, and I'm thinking, where is that? Because I know it's someplace.
I
it's,
wonder, what does the
it,
front look like? Like, is it like relay or?
no,
Uh,
it's like an old brick building with
oh,
a patio in the front, so it's right street level. It's an old house, and I'm
oh,
trying to think,
it's
is it
not.
like in an Ancaster
Oh, maybe.
or Flamborough? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I've
Yeah.
seen this.
I'll have to see. Hmm.
I
That's funny.
I've seen this restaurant before, and then of course the inside. It can't be the
No.
same building because inside. It's way too big to be in that house.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Of what I could imagine, like what
Yeah.
kind of house that is, like the
Yeah.
old style house, and then this really big modern restaurant inside.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Huh.
So their interiors are entirely different. And then the house that they use for the bed and breakfast,
Yeah. Where's that?
I don't know if I've seen that house someplace, but it's kind of hard to find out where are these locations, right, or these houses.
Yeah.
But the one building that they're saying is the mayor's house. I think it is that Scottish Rite
Oh,
at
the big one on
King and
King Street, King
King
and
and Queen,
yeah. Oh, interesting. I guess I should really watch an episode just for the fun of it, like all these locations.
because
Yeah.
quite a few of the interiors. I've been in the Scottish Rite, and I've had a tour of it.
Oh, yeah.
So I've seen some of the rooms in that, and I remember those rooms and those staircases in that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the street view that they have.
Yeah.
But they put up a brass plate, I guess for City Hall or whatever, that's different.
Right.
But
Yeah. That's funny. So do they have ever, and I guess they probably don't have any cotton factory style of scenes based on what the content is. Like they probably don't go out there.
But Murdoch Mysteries have used, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
cotton on Sherman.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
Yes,
the cotton
the
factory.
side street and the back of it I saw in one episode.
Okay, cool. Yeah. It's just a great look. I think it would be such a cool location depending on the project.
And the one Murdoch Mystery was inside the Scottish Rite, and one of the actors, it was supposed to be a policeman or a military guy. He was a local actor that I knew here in Hamilton.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
I thought his last name is French, so I thought that was so funny to see him
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
And someone else I knew who was an actor in those movies.
Cool.
But I haven't seen the recent ones because I would get them from the library because I wanted to start right from the beginning of the
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
But now, who knows when the library is going to be
Yeah.
open.
I know. Oh my God. I know. I know.
Now, our Burlington group, he checked into it and he said, can we get the big room at the Burlington Library and we can sit,
Yeah.
away from each other? And they said they haven't figured out how to deal with that yet.
Right. Yeah. They're taking a while actually to figure it out because it's not that hard. Although, I mean, depends on the branch. Like the main branch downtown they're going to need to spend some time figuring it out because people will want to use it as a cooling place. But I would think the smaller branches could probably manage the limited population and put the stickers on the floor like everywhere else is doing. But anyway, yeah, it'll be nice to get the library back. I really miss the library, I can tell you that. I've finally just caved and got the app to get the ebooks out from the library because I couldn't handle it anymore. I don't like reading on my devices, but I have to, so.
Well, I was reading all of the Sue Grafton books.
Oh, I haven't read her. Actually, that would be a good one to read if you're writing mystery, eh? Like, she's a pro.
And I think I only have one left
Yeah.
to read.
Are they good?
She has a lot of description.
Really? Okay.
Yes, but it's basically from her personal point of view, and of course, because it's one after the other, she gives not a lot, but of course she has to give some same information about her background and a bit about herself, and in every episode. But
Oh,
this last one, L for Lawless, I was disappointed about the ending.
okay.
It kind of like ended too abruptly for me. I wish it would have, that she should have gone and found these people. Like they had taken off, and I think she should have found it and resolved.
Well, is she, I only know that Sue Grafton writes a lot of them and that they're going by letter. So is it that, like, do you think that she did that because the character is going to find them in the M book? Like, is it one
No.
all the way through? Oh, they're all standalone?
Yes, they're all standalone stories.
So it's a pretty deliberate ending then. Yeah, that's too bad.
But like her interaction with, because she had to call her cousin, who she didn't want to help her out in the situation. She found out about her family from way back, and they want to get near to her, and she doesn't want to because she says, we haven't talked to me in 30 years, why do you want to now, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But so I only have one left, that's O, and the Hamilton Library didn't have all of them as ebooks. But then I contacted the Hamilton Library by email, and they said our library card is also good in Burlington and Mississauga.
Oh.
So she said, go to Mississauga, maybe they have those other ones on ebook, because I could get them as audiobooks, which I would listen in my car, but I hardly drive my car now.
Yeah.
So, I still got a Sue Grafton in the car, which I can't give back yet. So I keep listening to it, when I go out once a week for groceries.
Yeah.
So I was able to find these last three that I couldn't get in Hamilton on Mississauga.
Oh, that's cool.
And two came quite quickly. So I'm waiting for this last one, and then I'll have read them all.
Nice. Yeah.
But not in order, of course.
Right.
It would have been nice to have read them in order, but
I guess it sounds like it probably doesn't matter too much if it's all, they're not, no characters going through them or whatever.
But the other author that I like is Janet Ivanovich with her Stephanie Plum. But I only want it by audio, because the lady who narrates it is so funny. I can just imagine I'm driving and I must be laughing my head off. And people must be wondering what am I laughing about, because the voices she does is so funny.
Yeah.
Now they did make a movie out of one of the books, but the lady that they had, Stephanie Plum, I did not like her, and her sidekick wasn't how she was described in the book. She could have been somebody better, but then maybe they couldn't find somebody exactly, of course, like that,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But they're really funny. They're really a nice, easy read, and she always has complications between these two boyfriends of hers, and oh my God, the things that go on.
Oh, funny.
It's really a nice murder mystery, like cozy type of thing.
Okay, cool. Right on. Yeah, I haven't read any by her, so that's cool.
Do you listen to audiobooks?
You know, it's not my preferred. If I'm on a long road trip, I'll do it. But if I'm at home, like I don't generally sit and listen to things, which is like, I don't know why. I just can't. And if I was cooking and stuff, I probably wouldn't hear it all. So I don't often, I don't. I have a couple on my iPad, but yeah.
I wouldn't do it at home, but like I said, when I'm driving, I like
Yeah,
to
if
do
I
it. But
was if I was driving, I would probably listen to them more. And like driving the way I used to drive when we could, you know, I would drive to California and back. Drive, you know, to Muskoka on the weekends. So getting good chunk of time to listen to things. But yeah, so that's yeah. But I think I'm also such a reader. I don't even know if I retain it the same way audio. I think I really need to see the words. I just love the experience of reading. And I love books still, right? Like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm old school that way, I guess. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway.
That's too bad we didn't have more bodies tonight. People must be busy.
I guess so. What's your vision for these calls? Just to connect and network or?
Yes, yeah. See what people are doing. Is there, any suggestions that they may have about, what I should do or
Great.
not do or
Yeah, great. Well, hopefully more people will roll out. I mean, if this is only your second month of doing it, that's pretty great. Still got some, just might take a little time before everybody gets into it.
and I also belong to the Science Fiction Canada, and they have a Zoom meeting on Tuesday nights, and they're going to have one tonight for sci-fi fans.
Cool.
But I've written one sci-fi script, and I'm working on a sci-fi novel, but I have to do some more research on the novel.
Yeah. Yeah, I get the research piece. I'm trying not to research like too much, but I'm also trying not to, like, I'm being quite deliberate. I'm not going to name any years or anything. I don't want any pedantic readers to pick me out for, like, I read a book by somebody from San Francisco, and it was science fiction and futuristic. And honestly, I didn't like it. I couldn't get into the story at all because the author was so focused on getting the tech right. That's how it felt, like so much description of this accurate tech for this future scene. And I was like, I didn't care about the character or the story because I couldn't access it. So I didn't even finish that book, which is a big deal. I always finish the book. So yeah, but anyway,
How far into the book did you get before you stopped?
a third.
Oh,
Yeah. And I was like, I don't even know what's going on. So I kind of like Ursula Le Guin for that. She kind of makes it all up. But yeah. Anyway, so are you going to do it? Are we just going to meet next month? Or are you going to try for a mid? I don't know if I can.
the 15th.
Okay, I'll watch for the link.
Yes, I'll send you the link. And I'll send you the information about that Renaissance conference this weekend.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks.
Good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, well, thanks for hosting. I'll see you on the 15th.
Good.
Thanks. Okay. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Like you said, Logan is smart. He'll figure it out. I'm just glad he has you to lean on.
Hi, Gerald. I'm not hearing anything, Gerald. Nothing yet.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Now I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, just had some technical difficulties there. I just switched my my headset.
What about your video?
It's still not working. That's why I had to use the photo. So, can you see the photo?
Yes, I can see your photo.
Okay, good.
So it's just you and me right now because two people have left. They were there
What?
in the first hour.
First hour? I thought it started at 7.
7 Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, shoot.
And
I'm such an idiot.
where are you?
7 Eastern. My bad. My bad.
And where are you?
I'm in Houston. I'm in Central Time.
Oh, okay.
Shoot.
No
I misread
problem.
it.
So
I misread it.
what city is that?
Houston, Texas.
Oh,
So I'm an hour
yes.
behind. So I'm just like, I thought, oh, I got in just in time. And it's like, no, it just started with, no, we started an hour ago. And it's like, oh, boy.
Well, we can still have a chat. And,
Okay.
and
Yeah, like I said, I'm I'm working on this weekend I just finished up another script for the YouTube channel I'm working on called The Binger, which is kind of one of these list type channels. And today and tonight I'm going to be working on doing a coverage report for a script somebody submitted to the Austin Film Festival.
oh, great.
And that's what I get for not checking my my time zones.
I know it. I have to make sure I put that in because a lot of the webinars that I sign up for are from California, so that's Pacific.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to remember it's 3 hours for me.
Yeah. Yeah. All I saw was the 7 o'clock. I didn't read the Eastern part. So I'm just like, oh, good. Got on just in time. Just like, no, you're an hour late.
So what's this script about?
The one I'm reading for the Austin Film Festival.
No, the one you wrote.
Oh, well, I'm writing for this channel called The Binger. If you just go to YouTube and look it up, it's basically, these kind of like pop culture, in this case, like streaming TV, list article. You've seen these like list articles and list videos and things like that.
And then the one for the Austin Film Festival? Is it your reading one?
Yeah, the reading ones I'm really not at liberty to talk about because, like I said, they submitted for confidential coverage.
No.
But,
so what kind of
yeah.
genre is it?
This one I just finished is, I guess you'd say, kind of a romantic drama. Just, yeah, like I said, I don't know if I can really say much more than that because I got to do like I said, I just finished reading it today. I got to do the coverage report on it tonight and tomorrow and turn it in Wednesday. And I'm basically doing like a script a week for them. Hopefully if things blow over soon, I'll be able to go to the film festival in October, like the end of October.
The Austin one.
Yeah. Because I'm in Houston, it's only a couple hours away.
I went to the Austin BoucherCon quite a few years ago. And that was an adventure getting there because, well, I'm in Canada and I decided to fly out of Buffalo, which meant I had to cross the border from Niagara Falls to Buffalo. And I was nicely dressed, it was an early morning flight. And there was a very young woman, border guard, and she says to me, "Where are you going?" And I says, "To Texas." And she says, "What for?" And I says, "For a holiday." And she says, "Nobody goes to Texas for a holiday, pull over." So they searched my car and my luggage and they put me in this room by myself, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to miss my flight and everything. And then they came back and gave me my stuff back and never said anything, and on I went. So when I got to the conference, well, I had gone a week earlier because I decided, well, I don't know when I'm going to get to Texas again, so I'll go a week early and rent a car and drive around. Because I went to Galveston and the Alamo and someplace else before ending back up to Austin. And so they said, so I says, what was that all about? And they said, well, they use middle-aged women as drug mules for prescription drugs.
Oh, man.
To get them into the States, and then they take them down to Mexico.
Oh, man. That's nuts.
So that was my situation. And then not last year, but the year before, I went to 3 Caribbean islands 3 months in a row. And on the third one, they said this woman, RCMP, which is the high police in our country, pulled me over as I was going to get my luggage. And she says, "Why have you gone to the Caribbean 3 months in a row?" And I says, well, I like to travel. That's what I want to spend my money on. And then she grilled me about what I did and who I worked for and how many luggages I had, which I only had the one, besides my carry-on. And I says, in fact, I'm planning to go next month. well, it turned out I couldn't, but so they're very fussy and really checking on you about where you're going. But now can't go traveling anywhere, which is a real pain.
Yeah, there's that.
Because I had signed up in April to go to Europe for a week on a 10-day bus trip to Holland, Belgium, and Luxembourg, and then fly from Brussels to London, and then take the train to Scarborough, England, where they were having the Horror Writers Conference. So once they started having all the problems with the cruise ships, I knew planes would be next. So I canceled that trip, which was canceled, I think, a week later anyways by the airlines and the travel company. And I'm still waiting for my refund from the convention. And then in October, I had signed up for the World Mystery Conference in Sacramento, California, but they've canceled that. So I'm waiting for that refund. And then I put a deposit down to go on a bus trip in Scandinavia, but I'm not getting a refund for that. I'm only getting a credit for 2 years. So that's the bad thing, is that the travel companies and the airlines are only giving you credits. They won't give you your money back. So what else are you writing about?
No place right now. That's kind of keeping me busy right now. As a matter of fact, I probably need to jump back on and try to finish this report before Wednesday. So it took me all day to read this script. It was like 140 pages.
Wow.
And make notes on it. Just like, but they said they'd pay me an extra $10. Whoop-de-doo, for an extra 20 some pages. So as soon as I saw it was 140 pages, I knew it wasn't going to be good. So so I had to read through the whole thing, and now I have to write a report on it, and I need to get it done by Wednesday. So I just took a little break for a little while. I got a little dinner, and then got back to the house. I saw it was 7 o'clock. So, I can jump on this writing call, and then I found out I'm an hour late. So it was like par for the course.
Well, we're going to have this again on the 15th.
Okay.
So I'll post it again, and then hopefully you'll have more time then.
Okay, I appreciate it.
No problem. Hope to see you then.
All right, thank you.
Bye for now.